Hi everyone, my name is Tyler White, and for my oral presentation on quality of character, I have chosen to do trustworthiness. So, just to go over a quick introduction, like I said, my name is Tyler White. I am currently in my first year coaching college baseball as a volunteer assistant at Biola University. I finished playing last year there, so now I coach some of my former teammates with ages ranging from 18 to 23 years old. So, really utilizing leadership and trustworthiness in my daily basis has been kind of interesting and really interesting to look at in this format. Past coaching, I plan to work in athletic administration at the collegiate level. And then to kind of give an overview of the presentation, I'm going to go over my definition of trustworthiness, look at some examples and applications, as well as a few clips and a quote that I believe best represent trust. So, first, going over the definition that I created for trustworthiness, I said that it is the quality of being reliable, honest, and intentional to foster confidence and mutual respect in relationships on a consistent basis. So, from that, I kind of wanted to talk about three forms of trust that really just fall under the umbrella of trustworthiness for me, and that is self trust, trust in others, and trusting in God. So, first, self trust. I put 3 points at the top that I found that are really key to self trust, that being confidence, your abilities, and proven experience. So, if you believe in your own abilities and decisions, you can have the confidence in your actions to navigate life or the challenges or obstacles that you incur. And then when you have trust in your abilities, you can really rely on the past and proven experience, mostly positive, to trust those decisions or actions that you are going to take. And then I think these all really apply to the three relationships that I have at the bottom, one of those being relationships, school, and athletics. So when you have trust in yourself in these scenarios, it means that you're taking initiative, and trust is really the foundation of all of them. So, first, pointing out relationships. If you have trust in your relationships, they're going to be meaningful and you can really rely on each other. And without that, they cannot thrive. And the same can be said for school or athletics. When you function in a team environment, you have to believe in yourself to be the best for your team and that they will also support you. Second is trusting in others. So, this is a very significant point because this relies on having the confidence and the faith that those people around you are reliable. And the term that comes to mind is consistency. So, just as I talked about before, proven experience comes with history. Knowing you can trust someone means that they are consistent and they're going to be true to their commitments, their responsibilities, and their promises. And in order to trust others, you have to be vulnerable and open yourself up to their guidance or support. And this is what makes healthy relationships and teams work, as it forms a mutual respect and understanding. You know that the other person is there for you and will take care of their responsibilities towards the goals that you share. So, I mentioned just a few examples, that being teammates, coaches, players, or administration. You have to trust in them that they're going to be putting the best foot forward for you towards both your common goals, because in the end, you want to be achieving success for them and for yourself. So that's why I really chose this picture of three individuals carrying the dart towards the dartboard, and that being your goal. If you trust your teammates or your coaches, um, they're going to have that mutual respect for you, that you are going to be there for them in crucial moments towards a common goal. And the last point that I chose was trusting in God. I've put a few key points up about this. So when people do, they generally feel support and they trust in God for their health and security, and that He will provide opportunity and guidance. So just as we have trust in the relationships with ourselves and others, trusting in God is just the same. Trusting in Him is at the foundation of our relationships with God. It really is a deep and personal relationship where we must have the faith and confidence that He has a plan for us, and then we have to trust that God has a plan or purpose no matter what the circumstances are. If we face adversity or challenges in our life, we can't let it crumble us. We have to be able to overcome them and trust that these challenges are going to be what make us thrive in the future. So, some examples of trustworthiness that I wanted to point out, um, and that being a leader who acts with integrity and transparency, thorough communication, and then having some healthcare professionals or engineers and architects are really people that I think of when it comes to trustworthiness. So when I think of a leader with integrity and transparency, he's going to be upfront. He or she is going to be upfront with you, and transparent about what is going on, whether that be in the workplace or in practices. And thorough communication is really at the forefront for me. I think if you communicate your expectations or your plans for the team, they're going to want to be buying into that and really supportive of that, or they'll be able to voice their opinion on it and be able to work together. The same can be said for healthcare professionals and engineers and architects. We trust them because they've put in the work and they have their degree to be there for us and want to be able to provide the best for us. And then going at it from the athletic side, as a person that wants to be in athletics for their career, I pointed out some examples in baseball as a baseball coach. So the pitcher catcher relationship is really important. They have a lot of trust in each other, whether that be calling pitches or when a pitcher makes a mistake and throws a ball in the dirt, they rely on the catcher to block it. That's having mutual respect and trust that they'll both um, do everything in their possibility to help each other. And then I chose, from a coach's standpoint, sending a runner, whether that be to second, trying to get a double, or sending a runner to home, trying to score. Um, that is mutual trust and respect as well. If I'm going to send a runner to second as the first base coach, I'm going to be loud, energetic, and confident in my decision so that they trust me and believe in themselves as well that they're going to get there. I think that's been essential to the calls that I make on the field. And then looking at an example of trust in the Bible, I was looking at Genesis 22 when Abraham is tested. So Genesis 22, verses 1 through 2 say, "Sometime later God tested Abraham. He said to him, 'Abraham.' 'Here I am,' he replied. Then God said, 'Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain I will show you.'" So to me, this is mutual respect and trust. Although God is testing Abraham, Abraham trusts God and is willing to give his only son as an offering to God for what is promised. And then looking at some application, um, I labeled out that trust is the foundation for coaches to accomplish goals with a team. And then I made a few key points of how I go about creating trust in my team as a coach. So throughout this year, I've really made it a goal to create true and trusting relationships. And that takes me going out of my way, whether it be about baseball or their personal lives, to really make a real connection. And from there, they can trust me and understand that I only have their best intentions in mind. And then that leads to me providing support for them, and feeling comfortable that they can bring any questions they have for me. And that also means that I'm going to lead by example, whether that's in the office, whether I'm doing work, scouting reports, work for getting my master's, or out on the field. I'm going to make sure things are done right and that I'm doing things the right way so that they can see that and set that expectation for them. And the same thing applies to even the weight room. If they see me working hard, working outside of what I have to do for the team, they're going to want to do that as well so that they can be the best support system for their teammates. And this also comes to practice as well. I'm always going to bring the energy and enthusiasm that I can to practice so that they can trust me when I bring that energy towards them, and that they'll want to reciprocate it out towards their teammates and create that mutual respect and relationship. And I think this is ultimately what leads to culture, because if I say something or mean something but I don't do it, they're not going to trust that. So creating a culture and setting expectations is what um, creates that trust within a team that will take them to the next level. So for some video clips, I've been rewatching Ted Lasso, and a couple of things stood out to me, both on trusting in yourself and trusting others. So first, after a loss, Ted Lasso was talking to the team, and he said to believe in yourself, to believe in one another, that's fundamental to being alive. This really just stood out to me, as even after a loss, he's still pointing out that trusting each other is going to be key, and it's better than feeling the negative points. And he also made points about versatility in trusting each other. So, understanding and appreciating everyone's position and every position's function. That really related to me because as a coach, I have to know a lot of answers to a lot of things. And that's how teammates can find that trust in each other and that mutual respect when they know what each other should be doing and can be there to support them no matter what, whether that's on defense, guys are in the right position to turn a double play, or picking each other up on offense when someone gets out and then the next guy comes up to get an RBI and help us reach our goal of winning games. And then from our reading, a quote that I really liked was from John Maxwell. You cannot control whether people give you their trust. You can control your actions towards them. This kind of goes along the lines of the golden rule. Treat other people how you'd want to be treated. That's how trust works. You can't expect people to trust you right away, but you can give them your trust in your positive actions. That so over time that you are found reliable, you live up to your promises or responsibilities, they can trust you in the end. And then just to conclude, like I've put out a couple times, trustworthiness really comes from in your self-trust, your confidence, and then for other people to trust you and having trust in others, it means that you're being reliable and that you live up to your promises or expectations and that you can support them when they're in need just as they would support you. And that trust is the foundation of relationships. Relationships are really one of the most important things to me, whether it be in life or sports. I think relationships bring teams, coaches, organizations together towards their most common goals. And that's it. Thank you.